Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in Mvezo, South Africa. His father was a local chief. Mandela grew up in a small village and learned respect for elders. As a child, he enjoyed storytelling and was curious about life. He studied at local schools and worked hard. Mandela was influenced by African traditions and the idea of justice. He also learned about the struggles of black people under colonial rule. These early experiences shaped his future. Mandela dreamed of a life where all people could be equal. His village life taught him courage and leadership. Mandela studied at Fort Hare University, where he learned law and politics. He became interested in fighting against unfair laws. Later, he moved to Johannesburg to continue his studies and work as a lawyer. Mandela met other activists who wanted to end racial discrimination. He joined groups that helped black South Africans. Education helped him understand government, law, and rights. Mandela believed knowledge was powerful for change. He also learned public speaking and leadership skills. School and university prepared him for his fight against apartheid. He promised to help his people and work for freedom. In Johannesburg, Mandela joined the African National Congress, ANC, in 1944. He wanted to fight unfair laws peacefully. He worked with other leaders to organize protests and campaigns. Mandela helped create groups to support black workers and communities. He spoke against racial discrimination and injustice. The government often tried to stop him. Mandela faced threats but stayed determined. His courage inspired many people. He believed in equality and justice. Mandela's activism became well known across South Africa. Even at a young age, he showed leadership and commitment to his cause. In the 1950s, Mandela helped lead the Defiance Campaign. This campaign challenged unfair laws in South Africa. Protesters broke rules peacefully, knowing they could be arrested. Mandela encouraged people to resist injustice without violence. The government responded with arrests and harsh punishments. Mandela was arrested many times but continued his work. He believed nonviolent resistance could bring change. The campaign inspired many South Africans to fight for their rights. Mandela gained respect as a brave and determined leader. His courage during this time made him a symbol of hope for oppressed people across the country. In 1961, Mandela and other leaders were charged with treason. The government accused them of planning to overthrow the state. Mandela defended himself and his colleagues in court. The trial lasted several years. Mandela used the trial to explain why South Africa needed equality and freedom. Eventually, he and most leaders were found not guilty. The trial made Mandela famous internationally. People saw him as a symbol of resistance against racism. His speeches and behavior showed courage and intelligence. Mandela continued his work despite danger. He became a voice for justice and human rights. After peaceful protests were banned, Mandela decided to support armed resistance. He helped create Umkhonto we Sizwe, the armed wing of the ANC. They carried out sabotage against government buildings, avoiding harming civilians. Mandela believed this was necessary to fight an unjust system. The government considered him a terrorist and watched him closely. Mandela knew the risks, but wanted change for South Africa. He worked secretly with other leaders. The government tried to stop him. Mandela's decision was controversial, but showed his commitment to freedom. He continued to inspire people even as danger grew around him. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and later sentenced to life in prison. He was sent to Robben Island, a harsh prison. Life in prison was very hard. Mandela worked in a quarry and lived in small cells. He faced poor food, cold conditions, and little contact with family. Despite this, he remained strong and studied law, politics, and history. Mandela encouraged other prisoners and taught them. He became a symbol of resistance even behind bars. People around the world protested for his release. Mandela's courage and determination during 27 years in prison inspired millions of people. While Mandela was in prison, many countries and organizations campaigned for his freedom. People held protests, boycotts, and demonstrations. Leaders spoke against apartheid and demanded Mandela's release. The United Nations condemned South Africa's racial laws. Supporters raised awareness worldwide. Mandela became a symbol of justice and hope. Letters and messages from prisoners and supporters kept him informed. International pressure increased against the South African government. Mandela's struggle reached people of all races and countries. This support helped maintain his spirit and showed the power of global solidarity against injustice. In 1990, after 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela was released. His release surprised the world and inspired hope. Mandela spoke about forgiveness, peace, and reconciliation. He wanted South Africa to end apartheid without violence. Many people celebrated in the streets. Mandela worked with President F.W. de Klerk to negotiate a democratic government. His calm and wise approach gained respect from all communities. Mandela became a symbol of unity. His release marked a turning point for South Africa. People believed that change was possible through patience, courage, and determination. Mandela's leadership inspired generations. In 1994, Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. His election ended decades of racial segregation and oppression. Mandela worked to unite the country and promote equality. He focused on education, health, and economic development. Mandela encouraged forgiveness between blacks and whites. He created the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to investigate past crimes and heal the nation. Mandela traveled worldwide to promote peace. His presidency showed that leadership could be fair, compassionate, and strong. Mandela inspired both South Africans and the world. His work helped South Africa rebuild after years of oppression. Mandela's leadership emphasized peace and reconciliation. He encouraged people to forgive past wrongs and work together. Mandela believed that a divided country could become united. He supported projects for education, housing, and health care. Mandela met with world leaders to promote human rights. He often spoke about equality, democracy, and justice. Even after retiring from politics, he continued to guide South Africans. Mandela's focus on peace prevented further violence. His actions inspired other countries facing conflict. Mandela showed that patience, dialogue, and understanding can change a nation. He became a global symbol of forgiveness. After retiring in 1999, Mandela focused on charitable work. He created organizations to fight HIV/AIDS and support children's education. Mandela wrote books about his life and struggle. He remained active in speaking for human rights. Even in old age, he continued to inspire people worldwide. Mandela visited countries to encourage peace, education, and equality. He received awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize. Mandela spent time with his family and enjoyed simple life moments. His later years showed humility, wisdom, and dedication to helping others. People admired his life as a role model. Nelson Mandela died on December 5, 2013, at age 95. His death was mourned worldwide. Mandela is remembered for his courage, forgiveness, and leadership. He changed South Africa and inspired millions around the globe. Schools, streets, and organizations are named after him. Mandela's life teaches the importance of equality, peace, and justice. People study his struggle against apartheid to learn about courage and patience. He remains a symbol of hope, unity, and freedom. Mandela showed that one person can change a nation through love, strength, and determination. His legacy continues to guide humanity.